Good morning, everyone. Welcome again to the full moon reading. This is for March the 28th on Sunday. It's a full moon in Libra, which is a very important time for bringing things into balance. As we know, we've just experienced equinox, which is another point of bringing things back into balance. So here we go. We move into now the full moon, where we want whatever we had intentions we'd set for the new moon, they want them to come into full fruition for the full moon. So let's just have a look at everything we need to have to keep it in balance for the day. Remembering that being Libra, you'll probably have a strong need to find balance and harmony, and take great care not to get into the thing of people pleasing just for the sake of not disturbing peace and for keeping a harmony that isn't really a harmony at all, because especially when you're doing this for a so-called safety in relationship, the relationships can then be very shallow and volatile. So this is the time to use your innate gift of bringing beauty and harmony. It's an air sign, so once again, remember to breathe. Remember the sacredness of the air. The spirit of the air is a very sacred thing. Acknowledge, breathe deeply. In breathing in, allow the peace in, and in breathing out, allow everything to go that is not of harmony and is not of balance. It no longer works for you. So pulling a card for the energy of the full moon, well, we have pulled up card number 9, which is fabulous, because this is saying it's the end of an era, end of a cycle, time to look at things from a new perspective. What has been going on that where in your life can you bring in more harmony and more balance? Where are you finding yourself way out of balance? So this is now the end of a cycle, which is really great. It's a time now to be totally aware. The eagle speaks of being able to fly higher above the storms, to be able to get a higher perspective, to be able to step back from your emotional response and see, even when things don't look great, see what the gift is in it, how the learning can happen, where you can find something that you can use as a point of growth from this. And this is saying now, be open to any experiences that might come by, opportunities, they're going to come by. Be ready to grab them. Don't have an idea of what you think it should look like. The universe has a way of bringing us things that don't look at all like we think they should look. So go with it. Be joyful with it. Fly in your power, and know that you're going to grab every opportunity that opens these doors for you, bringing in more balance, bringing in greater harmony, and bringing a fruition to everything that you put into play for the new moon meditation. And if we pull now, we're going to pick a card, and I always work with my Sacred Soul Journey cards, which is a pack that I put together. It's my own original paintings, and the divine messages that come through as I'm painting and as I meditate over each work. They are very powerful and wonderful to work with. Should you ever be interested, you can always contact me. The details will always be below as to how to get your pack of very Sacred Soul Journey cards. Picking a card now to see how the eagles are flying today. This is the spiritual card, and interestingly enough, number 1 is the number of creation. It is bringing from heaven down to earth. It is leadership roles. It is action, and where we talk about this, our spiritual being, we're talking very much about that. How to take action with courage, confidence, how to fly with trust, and just know that we are divinely protected, that Great Spirit is with us at all times. Again, it's another eagle in flight, so it's asking you to fly with this. The basic message of this card is, I am that I am. To show up for whatever comes for your life, and know that you are a spiritual being that has many levels of spirituality on many different parallel levels. Not even a tiny bit of it can be encapsulated in the body you are living in now. So acknowledge the greatness, acknowledge the magnificence of it, acknowledge who you really are, and that you are a child of Great Spirit, and fly with that. Let that bring creativity into your life. Let that show you how to work with confidence and courage and passion for life, and the ability to take the risk of being happy. You know, many of us sit in a comfort zone because it's really quite happy, but is that we sit in a comfort zone because we're too scared to make changes, but is that really a happy, joyful space for you? Look carefully at how it is you need to move, what is really going to serve you, how you can really fly with the divine spiritual power that you are. And so now we're picking a card, and yet another eagle comes to the fore. This is for the water element, for the sacredness of water, and for our emotional being. And again, flying high. This is the third thing. Fly with it. Don't crawl with it. Don't hide. Don't hide who you are. Step out. Do not be afraid to show who you really are. Show your true colors. Because in balancing in this card, by balancing the masculine, which is the purple in this card, and the feminine, which is the lime green, balancing those two energies within you allows you not to have to go back and do damage control when you've stepped into something. When it feels right in your body, then take action on it. It doesn't matter what it looks like on paper. It doesn't matter what everybody else's opinion is. When it is right for you, it'll feel right. It'll feel light. You will resonate with it. Then you take the action that you know is needed on it. When this happens, there is no limit as to how high you can fly. And now this teaches us how to open our hearts, to trust, to surrender to what is, to the greater, higher power, to be able to take the path of least resistance like water does, to connect with the sacred waters around the earth, both within the earth and above the earth, and the rains and all the ways that the water comes, and the sacred waters within us that respond so deeply through Grandmother Moon to the waters of the planet that talk to the waters in us. We all know how the moon can affect us very strongly, especially when it gets full. And in this full moon, it's saying balance, balance, balance between the divine masculine, the divine feminine. This is not where one takes over. It's not the matriarchy. It's not the patriarchy. This is the divine balance that allows the divine child, which in this case here is the eagle, to fly high, step away from self-judgments, and know that this movement and this change that is coming for you is what your soul is needing right now. And now to get a card, picking a card for Earth. And Earth responds to the physical Earth, everything that the Earth nurtures and supports and takes care of, as well as our own physical bodies and how we acknowledge and take care of our physical bodies in an awesome kind of a way, in the way that we would go to a sacred site and we would feel the immense and wonderful awesomeness of that sacredness. Well, that is basically what our body is for our spirit. This is the temple where our spirit can be. Without the body, we cannot have this earth experience. So for those of us that like to think that the body is the unimportant thing, it really is time to take care, to look after your body, to look after your physical health. And in another different way, we have the eagle overshadowing the dancer. This is 13. It's a card of saying it's a time for death and transmutation. Allow things to go that no longer support you. How do you connect more deeply to physical health? How do you connect more deeply to knowing that you are entitled to being supported, nurtured, and taken care of by the earth? That abundance is your divine right. That being housed, as is every other animal on this planet, having a place to be and belonging. And this card speaks very much about going into nature, becoming one with nature, understanding the messages of nature. What were you thinking? What were you doing when the wind changed directions, when the bird chime started, when a bird flew overhead, when an animal crossed your path? It's always confirmation. Spirit is working with you, and your many, many, many guides are working with you at all times. It's just us that we cut ourselves off thinking that we don't deserve, that we don't belong. This is saying go deeply, put your feet into Mother Earth, feel the heartbeat of Mother Earth. Feel what she has to offer. She gives you all that you need. Be prepared to accept healing. Be prepared to accept her love. Be open to what she has to offer you. And this particular painting is painted on wood, and it has many bones, feathers, bark, everything of nature attached to it. It says, listen to the medicine of the earth around you. It is rich and it is beautiful and it is talking to you at all times. Become aware of what you can do in your small way to recognize the sacredness of what Mother Nature offers, so that you are always in a position to step up for her when it is needed. A very, very powerful card of getting connected and very, very close to what it is we need to be doing, and how we need to know that we actually do belong. We're not floating on a cloud and feeling we wish we could be somewhere else. We have decided to incarnate. We agreed. We actually asked for it. Here we are now at this time, challenging times. We are here for a reason, to be able to just be and to share and to shine. That's all we ask to do. Show up and shine. And now we're picking a card for the mental body, the spirit of air, which is Holy Spirit of air, is having a really tough time with people around the planet at the moment, as everybody's getting so frightened and thinking that the air itself is toxic. The air is not toxic. The air is sacred. And if you acknowledge the sacredness of it and you breathe deeply of it and you give thanks to it for every moment, it will support you in every way. It'll bring you clarity, and it'll bring you vision, and you will be able to step away from the what ifs and should I haves and all that other stuff that clamours around your head all day and keeps you awake at night. It takes away the confusion of, should I be doing this or should I be doing that? No, well, this is what's shown up, so this is what you're working with. So the card here is a lovely card. It's card number 25. It's called Field of Dreams. It's saying, in order to breathe deeply, in order to find that you need from the sacred air, that vision and that clarity that you're looking for right now, put your roots deep, deep into Mother Earth. The deeper your roots are, the more you are nourished by Mother Earth, the stronger you are able to grow. And in thinking about a tree, the roots go deep, gather all their nourishment. The trunk then is strong, and it can withstand anything. And the branches, leaves, flowers, fruit, whatever it can grow up, become strong and full of feeding and joy, and they can expand, and it's the canopy. It becomes a blueprint of your life. Then everything is connected. And then once again, the leaves and the branches that are you gather from the universe and the cosmos, what it is, and feed back through you and back into the soil. So it's a constant give and take between you, between Mother Earth and Great Spirit, and how you can be the channel, how you can be the one that connects it together. And it says to discriminate, analyze and discriminate. In other words, we speak again, as we did, of the emotional body. Look deep within. Does this resonate with you? Does it feel comfortable for you? Does it feel light? If so, take action on it. If it does not have that for you, and you're taking action on it, then it's more than likely that it's something that might not work out and something you might have to do damage control. So breathe deep, go within, take quiet time. When you're wanting to respond, take a breath before you do. When you're wanting to rush out and do something, allow it to sit with you, feel it in your body. Where in your body are you feeling it? Where does it feel like it will be comfortable? And when it doesn't feel comfortable, acknowledge it might be fantastic for somebody else, but it's just no good for you, and especially at this time. So it's a very beautiful card. It's not about doing anything. It's about that going within, acknowledging yourself and everything that you have to offer. Then we move to the last quarter on Sunday, April the 4th, which happens to be Easter Sunday too. We seem to have so many things happening at the same time. So we have that beautiful time of celebration, of like almost coming, living again, stepping into the new, those beautiful, beautiful messages that come through with Easter, that come through with the acknowledgement of the sacredness of yet another day. That will be then, the moon will be in Capricorn, which is an earth sign. That is a time when you have a need to be useful to society. Careful not to look for justification in the outside world, and be careful not to be seeking approval. If it feels right within you, it is right for you. You need no approval on it. If it speaks to your soul, it speaks to your soul. Acknowledge other people have different ways of doing it, and this is how it is for you. So take care to be very grounded at this stage, because bringing yourself back to that groundedness and that balance for the last quarter is going to clear the decks for the wonderful new moon and the new intentions that you will be wanting to set. Because we always look at the new moon all the way to full moon and back to new moon, and we look now at the last quarter of where did it work and where did it not work, and what adjustments do I need to make, and where do I need to pull it in. So the card that we are pulling here, beautiful, beautiful card, is card number 19. A really stunning card. And the colors here, it's almost the Buddhist, maybe Tibetan colors of the beautiful robes that the monks wear. It has such a feeling of spirituality about it. Its message is all about enlightenment and bliss. So what brings you enlightenment, and how do you recognize that basically as a spiritual being you actually are enlightened? And we constantly think we need to try and become enlightened because we have cut ourselves off from Great Spirit. We've cut ourselves off as being the conduit between Great Spirit and Mother Earth. We've cut ourselves off from the blessings and the sacred messages of fire and water and earth and air. We've forgotten how the sun shines on us every day. We have forgotten how the moon reflects our emotions every night. We've forgotten to work within the seasons and work with what comes with us. And it's very much a case, you've been through a difficult time, claim your power. Know who you are. You weren't ever alone. You just thought you were alone. Remember that at all times you have this gloriousness, and you go shopping down the street, between you and your guides, you're taking up so much space. Be grateful, laugh, giggle as you doing the mundane things. Bring the sacredness back into all that you do. It's an incredibly important time of where things have become a trial, where having to look after somebody or do the shopping or run your lives has become something that is overwhelming or burdensome. How about it's a sacred time? It's a sacred thing to go and shop and feed yourself and then your family. What if it's a sacred time to clean the negativity out of your home? What if it's a sacred time to wash and clean and clear the air by doing your laundry? And just what if it's that simple? So it's about that, bringing that earthiness down, bring it down to putting your feet deeply into the earth, walking that sacred walk, taking care of everything. And there's one more card I'm going to pick out today, which is card number 28, because the number of the day is the 28th of the month that we come into full moon. And here we are, an exquisitely beautiful card. And the challenge of the card, the challenge of the day is to allow it to be a new beginning. We're talking about full moon, so although it's something that's come to the full, what has come to the full is providing an option for a new beginning. The challenge of it is to accept the perfection of absolutely everything as it is today, at this time, in this moment. It's taken a lot. It's taken your life up to now to reach this moment of whatever it is. Whether it's sad, whether it's happy, whether it's angry, there's a perfection in it. It is a gift of the moment. It's a time to acknowledge that all of life is sacred and glorious, and that starts with yourself. If you understand that you are sacred and glorious, you can understand everything else is sacred and glorious. Take joy in the perfection of this and every moment, and fly on wings of joy. And thank you, guys. It's been really wonderful to connect with you again, and I will see you again when it comes to the new moon. Blessings and love. Goodbye.